Imagine being buried alive beneath a skyscraper turned upside down. That is how deep this nightmare goes. 890 meters underground. Deeper than the height of some of the tallest skyscrapers standing upright. 5 South African mine workers are trapped inside the Ekapa Mine in Kimberley. Darkness has swallowed them. Silence presses down heavier than the earth above. Every second stretches hope thinner, testing endurance, patience, and faith. Mud, water, and shifting rocks surround them like living walls, pressing, suffocating, threatening to collapse at any moment. Before we continue, please subscribe and drop a word of prayer in the comment section for the 5 brave men fighting for their lives nearly a kilometer beneath the earth. It all began in the early hours of February 17, 2026. A violent mud rush tore through Tunnel 6, swallowing access points, flooding passages, and turning a routine shift into a battle for survival. One instant, the miners were at work. The next, they were trapped under a wall of earth, separated from the surface by nearly a kilometer of mud and rock. No warning sirens. No time to react. Just an instant that changed everything. 890 meters. That is almost a vertical kilometer, the equivalent of burying several skyscrapers stacked one on top of the other beneath the earth. And above this terrifying weight, families wait helplessly. Every phone vibration sparks panic. Every news alert creates dread. The mind races imagining the suffocating dark, the rising water, the impossibly heavy mud pressing against fragile steel and human skin. Rescue crews are working around the clock. Pumps are running relentlessly, moving water as fast as it floods in. Heavy drilling machines are deployed to reach the trapped miners while engineers calculate every shift in rock stability. Every meter gained is fragile. Every move could trigger a secondary collapse. Underground, conditions are volatile. Thick mud has hardened in some areas. Water continues to seep through fissures in others. One misstep could bury victims and rescuers alike. Above ground, tension has escalated to near hysteria. Families huddle in prayer. Kimberley residents gather outside the mine gates. Communities hold vigils. Each passing hour without contact stretches mental endurance to the breaking point. People fear the silence more than the mud. And while rescue operations advance slowly, speculation, fear, and outrage spread rapidly. This is not an ordinary mining accident. The Ekapa Mine is modern and regulated, equipped with geotechnical monitoring systems, ground stability sensors, water management controls, and emergency protocols. These systems exist precisely to prevent disasters like this. So the question cannot be ignored. How did this happen? Were warning signs ignored? Were early alerts missed? Was the pressure to meet production targets valued above the lives of men working nearly a kilometer underground? These are not trivial questions. They are questions of morality, governance, and national responsibility. The Minerals Council has dispatched senior technical specialists to support the operation, a clear signal of how grave the situation is. Labor unions are demanding answers. COSATU has publicly expressed deep concern. The National Union of Mine Workers is insisting on full transparency. Investors, regulators, and citizens alike are watching every development closely. This is no longer just a mining incident. It is a national test of oversight, responsibility, and accountability. Rescue teams face unimaginable challenges. Dense mud, water-filled tunnels, and unstable rock formations slow progress to a crawl. Engineers must carefully calculate drilling points. Reinforcement structures are painstakingly installed. Time is against them, and every hour increases the danger. The miner's survival depends on precision, strategy, and a measure of luck that feels almost impossible. The human element is central. 5 men are trapped in absolute darkness, relying on pockets of air and their own resilience. Families are suspended in agony above ground, hearts racing, minds spinning. Communities pray for miracles. Each update from the rescue site is dissected for signs of hope. Each silence is a blade of fear. 890 meters is not just a number. It is isolation, pressure, darkness, and terror multiplied. At that depth, even the smallest tremor or shift could crush the miner's survival chances. And above ground, the psychological impact spreads like wildfire. How much oxygen remains? Are there air pockets in reachable areas? How long can they endure? Every second is precious. Every meter gained is fragile. The stakes extend beyond human endurance. Mining is the backbone of the South African economy. Jobs, livelihoods, international investments. All rely on the perceived safety and stability of operations like Ekapa Mine. Any indication of negligence could trigger outrage, parliamentary scrutiny, and regulatory investigations. Opposition parties will demand accountability. Communities will demand justice. And the nation will demand answers about whether corporate oversight and government regulation are sufficient to protect lives. Social media is already ablaze with fear and anger. Citizens demand transparency. When was the last risk assessment? Were geological readings ignored? Were warning signs properly addressed? The silence underground amplifies every suspicion, every worry. Meanwhile, rescue operations continue without pause. Pumps battle relentless water. Drills carve through layers of mud. Engineers reinforce every unstable section. Every inch of progress is measured, precise, and life-saving. Yet with each hour, danger grows, for the miners, for the rescuers, and for public confidence in mining safety systems. The human drama remains at the center. Families cling to hope. Communities pray, watch, and wait. Every passing moment is a heartbeat of suspense. Every update is a glimmer of relief or renewed dread. If the rescue succeeds, it will be hailed as an extraordinary feat of engineering and courage. If it fails, it will ignite national outrage, political ramifications, and social scrutiny. Government agencies, unions, corporate leaders, and regulators will all face questions. Could this have been prevented? Were proper safeguards in place? And will South Africa ensure it never happens again? For now, 5 men remain trapped nearly a kilometer below the Earth's surface. Rescue teams continue to battle mud, water, and collapsing rock. Families pray. Communities hope. And the nation watches. This is more than a developing story. It is a race against time, against physics, against human endurance. It is a measure of courage, accountability, and moral responsibility. Stay with Mzansi Uncut News as we follow every moment of this unfolding tragedy.
Of course, at the site, at the Ekapa Mine, or Ekapa Minerals, it's been 54 hours since that incident happened, since that mud rush, and the news is not encouraging this morning. We just got in contact with Ekapa Minerals. They're saying that, nothing major has happened overnight. The only thing that they can report at the moment, of course, is that they are pumping more aggressively. Of course, yesterday they told us that the sheer volume of water and mud is making it difficult to reach the trapped miners. Yesterday they told us that they were barely keeping up with the pumping of the water and the mud out of that shaft so that they could reach the trapped miners. But it's been 54 hours as of this morning, and they're saying they're pumping aggressively, hoping that aggressive pumping will allow them to get as much water and mud out of that shaft so that rescue workers can go in and get access to the trapped miners. Of course, a lot of concern as this is reaching into the 50 hours. Do the men have access to food? Do they have access to oxygen? Are they injured? So there are a lot of questions going along with this rescue mission. We've seen, just as we were coming here this morning, a shift change in terms of the regular staff of the mine, but also, the safety crews, those specialized safety crews that they're employing from Blackrock and from Welkom in the Free State. Those specialist crews, of course, going throughout the night and throughout the day, basically just trying to pump that water out. And it's just a mud rush, as we were explained to, is just a lot of water. Just think about a snow avalanche, for example. It's a lot of water and mud, at velocities unthinkable, just rushing down that shaft, taking everything in its path. So they first need to get that water and that mud out before they can send crews safely down to basically get access to those workers. At the moment, like they said, they're still aggressively pumping, hoping that throughout the day that pumping and, as we go into the night again, that excess water and mud will be taken out and they will have access to those workers. Leanne?